Scale drawings and models are used to represent objects that are too large or too small to be drawn or built at an actual size. So if you think of architects, that's a lot of the times that they use scale models and drawings to help us try to figure out what are our actual sizes going to need to be, what's the building going to look like, in various forms like that. If we're drawing or making a model of an animal or anything, then we're probably going to use a scale model or drawing because we really can't draw the actual size of that object or animal. So a scale is determined by the ratio of a given length on a drawing or model to its corresponding length on the actual object. And so it's just like something if you're looking at a map and it tells you to, if you're going to calculate the distance between two cities, that 1 inch on the map would equal 10 miles. That's what's considered a scale. So let's take a look at this example. We suppose a model of a dragonfly has a wing length of 4 centimeters. If the length of the inside's actual wing is 6 centimeters, what is the scale of the model? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I know that the model length is 4 centimeters, and I know that the actual length is 6 centimeters. So right here I have my model, and then this is my actual. Well, for a scale, I'm looking for like what's 1 centimeter on the model. So I'm looking for 1 centimeter because this would be what I would put like on the drawing. So I have 1 centimeter over, and I'm trying to find that actual length. So this is also our model. So this is what the actual would be. And these are our lengths. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to solve using my proportions. So 4x equals 6. When I divide by 4 on both sides, I get 1.5. So our scale is that for every 1 centimeter, so 1 centimeter equals 1.5 centimeters. So 1 centimeter on the model is going to equal 1.5 centimeters in actual length. The pillars of a World War II memorial in Washington, D.C. are 17 feet tall. A scale model of the memorial has pillars that are 5 inches tall. So what is the scale of this model? So I need to know for 1 inch, what do I get in feet wise? How tall is that on the actual model? Or on the actual pillar. So I know that I have my model is what I want to do first. So on my model, I have that we're 5 inches. And then my actual is 17 feet. And I want that to be equal to, if I have 1 inch, how many feet do I have? So that's my x. So I'm going to get that 5x equals 17. And when I divide by 5 on both sides, I get that x equals 3.4 feet. So my scale ends up being that for 1 inch on the model, that is equal to 3.4 feet on the actual pillar. If a scale drawing and model have the same unit of measure, then the scale can be written without units. And so if I'm looking for something that they're both in inches or they're both in feet. So this is called an actual scale factor. And so suppose we have a scale model that has a scale that 1 inch equals 2 feet. So here's my scale, that 1 inch equals 2 feet. Well, that a scale factor is going to want to put everything in the same unit. So if I have 1 inch is 2 feet, Well, there are 12 inches in a foot, so 1 inch must equal 24 inches. And then the important part is that I can write a scale factor like a ratio saying, well, it's 1 to 24. So 1 unit on the model represents an actual distance of 24 units. The blueprint of a skateboard ramp shows that its length is 11.4 inches. If the scale of the blueprint equals 1 inch equals 6 feet, what is the length of the actual skateboard ramp? So take a look at what our actual blueprint is over here. And so the first way that I can do this is saying, okay, well, if I have 1 inch, I have 6 feet. And I really have, when I measure it, I measure 11.4 inches, and I get that number because that's what's right here. So what is that as x? I need to figure out what that actually is in feet. So when I cross multiply, I'm going to get that x equals 6 times 11.4, which equals 68.4. So the actual skateboard ramp is 68.4 feet. A map of a natural history museum shows that the dinosaur exhibit room is 7.5 inches wide. If the scale on the map is 1 inch equals 8 feet, what is the actual width of the actual exhibit room? So go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try this one on your own. So I know that for 1 inch, I get 8 feet, and that's going to equal that I have a room that is 7.25 inches wide. And what is that in actual feet? So I have x equals 7.25 times 8. So x is equal to 58 feet.